Are you stuck in a place where you don't want to be in life? And for days, you've just been wasting away, scrolling on your phone, or just lying in bed, unable to get up and actually do something productive? Today, I'm gonna come up with 5 solutions for that and tell them to you, and how you can get out of this rut and improve your life. So, the first step to get out of a rut at any time is to set goals. If you don't have goals, you're not going to know what to do. When you set goals, you're setting yourself a vision and you kind of have a direction. Whereas when you don't have goals, that's really what could get you into this rut because you don't have a direction. So you're just going to be doing, um, throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks. You're not going to have a vision and a direction. And without direction, you can't improve because you don't know how to improve. You don't know where to go in your life. And this sounds a bit wishy-washy, but it's actually a practical thing that is just like this in real life. When you set goals, then you can actually start working towards them. But when you're just without goals, it can be very hard to motivate yourself and to start working when you don't know what that's going to achieve for you in a way. And the next way to get out of a rut is to improve your mental health. Now, this is a very big one, and this is for more of this long term rut. If you've been in a rut for weeks already, where you just can't seem to make any progress in anything. In this case, improving mental health is the key. There's a very good quote that I like. Your bad habits aren't habits, they're symptoms of your mental health. What this means is that a person with good mental health won't do these bad habits. Imagine if you had truly amazing mental health and your brain was happy for you throughout the day, would you be doing these bad habits to try to fill the void and give yourself momentary pleasure when your brain is already internally happy? Of course not. Whereas if your brain is internally fighting or sad, then obviously you're going to use bad habits and vices as a method to escape your reality, which is definitely what we don't want to do because every time we do that, we get worse in reality. And that just makes us want to escape more. It's an infinite cycle, a slippery slope, if you will, which I want you to escape from before you get trapped in it, and then it will take you much longer to get out. So, the third way to get out of a rut is to make new friends. This is important because you are the average of the 5 people that you spend the most time with. What does this mean? Basically, you will adapt to fit in with your current friends. And chances are that if you're in a rut, your current friends play lots of video games or they're in a rut themselves, basically. And you're basically adapting their mindsets, you're spending time with them. And I'm all for spending time with friends and having fun. But in this case, you're just dragging yourself down and you have to make a critical judgment. Like, I like my friends, right? But am I gonna stick around with them? Like, is it worth it? Do I get a benefit from it? And if not, if you feel like you just have to be friends with them, then by all means cut them off. And this applied to me before. Of course, I've had friends were uh, who were bad for me, so I had to cut them off. But the friends who are just normal people who still might be in a rut, if they're a good influence on you, of course, it's not a problem. But making new friends, especially having good friends, can really boost your progress in a way because they are gonna actually be happy for you when you have goals instead of trying to drag you down, which is a common experience for guys when they try to get their friends on self-improvement. They just get made fun of. And of course that's gonna happen because most people don't want to be on self-improvement. But there are other people on self-improvement. There's this small niche group of people, and you can find them. They do exist in real life. So when you do find them, that is when you can really start to make good progress on your goals together and have someone who you can actually talk to about your goals. And the fourth way to get out of a rut is to remove distractions. So I don't personally agree with monk mode usually, but if you're in a complete rut, it is a very viable solution. Why? Because basically what monk mode is removing all of the bad dopamine and the pleasure from your life and just locking in and focusing on one goal. What this practically means is that your life just consists of waking up and working. Now, this doesn't seem too fun, but it actually is pretty fun. Now, by distractions, what I mean is don't have it readily available in your environment. So, I still hang out with friends every week, twice a week or 3 times a week, because it's something that's a very important part of life. However, a lot of people will have distractions ready, like when they try to open their laptop to work, they have their game playing from last night, or when they wake up, they have notifications on their phone. And this makes them incompetent at their work because they can't take their mind off other things. It makes them incompetent, and therefore you can't make real progress in your goals because you're distracted by a million other goals, which are just actually distractions. Every goal or desire you have, when you peel it back far enough, is a distraction. And therefore, you kind of need to lock in to get out of a rut, if that makes sense. And the fifth way to get out of a rut is to start small. Now, this is probably the most beneficial one, which is why I've saved it for last, for those who have the attention span to stay up to here. What this means is you can't go cold turkey. It's just gonna bring you into an even bigger rut because when you relapse, you're gonna have worse, you're gonna feel worse about it. When you have your expectations quite low, then you're gonna feel happy with any progress you make. But if you expect to be able to get out of a rut within a day, within an hour from watching this video, then you're actually going to get into a worse rut after than you were before. Why? Because your expectation is that you're going to be able to stay consistent. But when you ultimately fail, because all of us do, then you're not going to be happy with your progress anymore. And it's going to make you want to just do nothing. Now, that's about it for today. The actionable step for this video is to implement one of the tips that I taught in this video. I recommend the fifth one, but anything to try to get out of a rut, maybe setting goals would be the first step. And yeah, that's it. Follow my Patreon, subscribe to the channel, like the video. See ya.